So what we've noticed that there is a large number of sentient object romance novels out there. And we said, why don't we highlight some of these ones as we go through? Like, I know that we, in our at our podcast posse text thread, there's constantly like, fuck, look at this fucking one. Look at this one. And then
this one, yep.
Yep. And most of the time I'm like, I'm going to read it. And so that's kind of how it started. And this is where we're at. And so it's called S.O.S. or Sentient Object Smuht.
Yep.
And what do you have for us this week, my dear?
So I didn't want to stick with the Calvers because I've done a couple of those recently. So I wanted to just take a little break from it.
Wanted to branch out. Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I literally Googled like sentient object romance just to see like what'll come up that's like different than maybe,
what's on
authors I've
Vera's
already
list.
read.
Yeah.
Which took me to like an Amazon list essentially. And I scrolled down until I saw one that I was like, that's weird. Maybe I'll just go with that. And I did. And I realized as I was pulling it up so that I could like reference it while we're talking.
Yeah.
This book it's very new. It was just published in December.
Oh,
so I
okay.
mean it's like 5 months old.
Yeah.
It has no reviews whatsoever. So I don't know how many people have read this book.
Bummer.
All 42 pages of it.
Get on it, guys.
Maybe. So
maybe.
so this book is called Attracted by the Canopy Bed.
Well, okay, I think I know what's with the sentient object in here. Did you know, speaking of, there is a horror movie called Deathbed. The Bed That Eats.
Very Freddy
It's
Krueger.
actually a Patton Oswalt, like, speaking of, since we will be talking about comedians today, stand-up comedians, Patton Oswalt has a bit about Deathbed, the bed that eats. But I've actually seen it now, and it is something. It is something. So I'm going to try to, like, not think about Deathbed while you tell me about the canopy bed that someone's fucking.
Okay. No one is eaten by the bed.
Well,
so,
no one gets eaten by the bed? No?
one is
Okay,
eaten
that's
by
a
the
bummer. All right.
It's only 42 pages. I guess if it were longer, we could have gone into that, but I honestly don't know how that would have worked. Okay, so you'll understand maybe more later. All right.
Okay.
This is by someone named Alina Tepes, maybe. Alina Tepes.
Okay.
I had never heard of this author. I'm not sure where she is from.
Okay.
But I don't believe English is her first language because at the very beginning of this book, it says, hang on, let me get back to it. It says, in order for this book to reach more people, the translation was done with the help of Google Translate. In the future, I intend to make an official translation available, as was done with another one of her books, apparently. It seems like maybe a Spanish-esque language, so like maybe Portuguese or Spanish, like something
Castilla.
in that vein. I hope you understand if there are errors in the translation. This book was written with great care. Okay, so, and she's young. She's only 23.
A whole life ahead of her. And her canopy bed.
Yeah. Okay. So again, it's only 44 pages. It's only 5 chapters long. Parts of this book are quite beautifully written. Like even with the translation, like I imagine that the native language is probably very beautiful. But I definitely could see like there were parts that were confusing to me, and I was like, this is probably because of like Google Translate.
Lost in translation. Yeah.
But it's on Kindle Unlimited. Who cares? This it's not like I bought a paperback of this book. So this bed was created in the 17th century in France. It was like carved in 17th century France and was made for like the Versailles family. And it has been like passed down to people and sold and blah, blah, blah.
The bed is a he?
The bed is a he.
Okay.
They were the first feelings I experienced. They slid like glue between my wood fibers, gluing and joining parts that were disconnected. Fear was the most palpable of all. And then the loss. The consequence of that night was death. So has gained sentience the night of his owner's death. Like her name is Marie.
What's fucking morbid as shit?
I know, it is. But her name was Marie, which made me laugh. But it's not Marie Antoinette. It wasn't, because we know how she died. And this woman died when her husband slit her throat. So,
oh, okay, great.
The mattress still has Marie's blood, like, in it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, you sure you want to bring it over to my podcast, my other podcast?
I mean, it could. Like, that's all I'm saying.
You sure it's not Deathbed the Bed That Eats?
Yes, because he did not eat her.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so he's been like passed around to, various people, but like Marie was like his favorite owner, and that's the person who, like, that's when he gained sentience. Ever since then, he's had a few owners over the years. Now he is in like an antique shop, essentially. Like, I think it's like a big antique shop, like more like
he's in Marco's antique shop.
Yes, exactly. What is that? What is the store up here? Northeast Factory Direct or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Go. It's like a huge space, and you can go and look at like a bunch of different, couches and beds and like whatever.
Yeah.
I imagined it being kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just full of like antique furniture, like heavy old antique furniture.
We have one of those like close to me where, I mean, I've gotten a lot of furniture from there.
Yeah, sure. So he does not.
No, I've not fucked any of it, but I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I know, right?
There's still time.
There's still to say. The night is young. Who knows?
You never know.
Never know. I'm missing half a finger, so sure. It's not half a finger. It's not half a finger.
Although when you told me, I was like, oh my God. I was like, why are you going to the hospital?
Yeah.
What else? Yeah. What our imaginations do for us. So he's in this like antique warehouse or whatever, and a guy named Leopold owns it.
Okay. I like
he
it.
does not want to be purchased. He doesn't want to go anywhere because he's like happy in the little warehouse with like the other inanimate
Wouldn't
objects.
you be like just not having to do fucking work?
Not
having to support a human or a mattress? Yes.
Yeah. Or like his fear at this point, because he's so old, he's like, someone might literally buy me and then like ruin me, like
burn me up,
burn me up, like take me apart and use me for other things. And as we learned, because this woman comes in and purchases like several pieces. Oh, also the currency is in euros, so like I think we can. Also, the guy's name is Leopold. How many Americans are there named Leopold, right? So like I think we can assume
Kate and Leopold. Yeah, I don't know.
Right, but he was French, wasn't he?
He was British because it was
so I can't.
Hugh Jackman.
I was confused.
Or no, he was American because wasn't it take? It doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about. Anyhow,
it's not what we're talking about, but we'll talk about that later. I always confuse Kate and Leopold with French Kiss.
Oh, got it. Yeah, Kevin Kline. It is French in that one.
Yes. Okay.
God, that was great.
Yes.
Both are pretty good, but French Kiss is like, I love French Kiss.
It's a great movie. So at any rate, this woman comes in, browses for quite some time, and then chooses, like, haggles down a price. She knows that this bed is, like, an original, but she still tells Leopold, because he's fucking clueless, that she's like, I'm not paying you, like, 1,000 euros for this because it's a knockoff, like, blah, blah, blah. She knows it's not, but whatever. So she ends up buying this bed for, like, I don't know, 600 euros or something like that, and then ends up getting this chest that he is named. I don't remember the name of the chest, but like it's just like
Chesty McChesterton.
It's like a dresser essentially that no other pieces of furniture are sentient. It's just him, but he has like sort of befriended in his own odd way, like all of the furniture that he can see.
Like Beauty and the Beast style. Got it.
Yes, I mean a little bit. This
be
is like
our guest. Yeah.
At any rate, so she buys these things. She takes apart the bed to have it moved because it's huge. It is a massive solid oak canopy bed. Okay.
Nice.
And if you look at where is it? I opened it up on Amazon. If you look at like the cover is like this huge canopy bed with like, it's tall and it has like gold detailing and there's like beautiful off-white lace like hanging from it and stuff like that. It very much looks like something you'd probably see in like an old castle. What what disturbs me about it is the mattress is still the same mattress. Like, if I bought a bed,
Oh, fuck
I
no.
would burn that mattress so fast. Like, there's no fucking way you can make me keep that mattress.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It looks
what I
like fucking Nosferatu's goddamn, like, fucking...
I mean, yeah. But
I mean...
it's very beautiful. I
I've
don't
crossed
want it,
oceans
but
of time
it's
to find you.
But, you know, at any rate, so she takes this bed home, and he is like, what we find out is that when he is disassembled like that, he doesn't have like concepts of time or like spatial awareness, and like he's very discombobulated when he's taken apart. He does not feel like himself again until he is reassembled and the mattress has been added. Like, that's the final step where like he feels like he can function again, which I realize I'm talking about a bed, but like whatever. So he has the ability to hang on, I will find the quote, but like he has the ability to, how do I say this? Like, reach out. Like, his wood can kind of, wood can like break off, like branch out. Like, so that he has like appendages. They're not hands, but like he can do things with them.
Okay.
I actually don't mean in a sexual way, but like later, yes. He says, oh, you know what? First, let me get into this. So he doesn't know if his new owner's name is Mildred, and he does not know if Mildred is going to like break him apart or actually take care of him and use him, because like, as we know, old pieces like that, you can't just like put them somewhere and ignore them. Like, you have to take care of them
because
like,
they become warped and
yeah, like he's not in great
missing.
shape. I mean, he's not in terrible shape, but like the wood is dirty because he's been sitting in this warehouse.
Sure it is.
The paint, like the gold paint that is on him, is like very faded. You know, I mean, it's furniture, for God's sakes. Been sitting in a fucking warehouse. He says, Mildred wasn't killing me. She restored me, like a succubus would take pleasure in someone's wet dreams. Pleasure rose in each warm touch. It's translated. The emotions she transmitted were the purest wonder, a palpable interest and concern for my state, an absolute care as if I were her own body.
She knows what a succubus is, because that's not what a succubus does.
Right. Translate. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
One of those things.
Yeah.
He can feel the emotions of whoever human is touching him, which is how he knew that Marie was scared when she was dying. So dark.
It's like, hey guys, this is just about a bed that fucks people, so can we, like, liven it up a little bit, guys?
Little by little, from the side of my stringer, he clarifies, the side pieces that connect the headboard to the footboard, forming the rectangular structure of the bed, a cable appeared that deformed at the end, creating a hook. I fished out the slippers that were lying around and lined them up next to it. I arranged the small dresser with all the objects that were on top that were uneven, and he explains this. A dangerous psychosis, one of the strongest and one that surpasses fear. One of my owners had it, an unparalleled mania for keeping everything tidy. Every day he would freak out with strong and undulating emotions about the obsession with keeping everything in its proper place, something that became ingrained in me as the years went by. The man used me to calm his fury at every object put in the wrong place, in any room of the house, actions coming from other family members. Like, maybe other people were moving his stuff, like, just to drive him crazy.
Okay.
It was a silent feeling that corrupted him without control, and as a consequence, I was corrupted. So he essentially, like, the bed sort of has OCD now because of this one owner who, like, couldn't handle things out of place. And this is foreshadowed earlier because, like, he will make the bed, like, if anybody messes up his sheets and stuff, he will remake the bed. So at any rate, because he is straightening up her stuff at night, because she's not a tidy person, she knows this about herself, she's a painter.
I hear
at one point, like, she paints the bed.
Ugh.
So she knows that something's been going on, and she figures out that he is alive, and she goes somewhere, comes back with an axe, and he's like, oh my god, she's gonna fucking rip me apart. And she says, like, I know you're alive. show yourself or I'm gonna like hack you apart and burn you, which of course freaks him out. And then he is like, oh my god, okay, fine, like I'm alive.
Here's my dick.
So he actually starts speaking to her. Where does he actually speak? I forget. Oh, he screams. My shrill scream, like wood clashing, was heard. It was strange to hear myself. I had forgotten the sound of my own voice over the silence of existence. So they end up talking. They talk for like several hours.
Wow.
Like, the whole day, which is skipped through. It's not like you hear like every single word they say. At any rate, how does this end up? Sorry, I forget like how this turned. Meh. Why do you organize things? It's not because I want to. I had an owner who was compulsive. Interesting. Mildred threw herself on the bed. We had been talking for so long that she had barely noticed the moon had taken place of the sun. You can feel everything, can't you, Rigel? His name is Rigel.
Oh, I like that. Rigel something. Anyhow, go on.
Yeah. She asked with a strange smile on her face, her fingers running over my ornate headboard. Yes, I can feel everything within my frame. Mildred stood up and took off her paint-stained blouse, removing her tiny shorts from her body, and stared at me nonstop through the light curtains hanging from the posts. She rolled over me naked, and her feet with warm soles rested openly on my headboard as her naked body came closer to me, on all fours, completely exposed. Mildred,
okay.
Mildred, what are you doing? I'm lonely, Rigel, and I would love to have your company, not just for conversations. I saw what you did with your pillar, how you organized my things. I think you'll be able to do it. I don't know what to do. Lie, she accused me amusedly. You saw what I did last night. Oh, because she, like, masturbated the night before.
I'm uncomfortable.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe right.
I mean, consent is like, what is happening? Okay, keep going.
Don't worry. Like, he's going to be fine.
I know. I'm still just like, he doesn't know what's happening, though.
No. But he does know because he has lived through several owners.
Yeah, still.
He knows what sex is. Like, he understands what is happening. She also has, like, I didn't bring it up because I'm talking too long about this book. It's only 44 pages. But, like, he has already brought up, like, I've never felt sexual feelings, but, like, watching her is, like, he's attracted to her is what I'm trying to say.
Got it.
It's basically at this point, like, discussing how this can happen because she literally says, Mildred, I am a bed, an object. I wasn't made for this.
Literally, this could be my new, like, phrase. I am a bed.
Like, what? So at any rate, she just continues to present herself, and eventually he does figure out how to handle this and basically forms, like, a dildo out of the wood in the head frame, or the headboard.
I mean, that's kind of how they were originally made, so makes sense.
Yeah. So
they're made out of wood.
Yeah, the tip of my wood hit her. Yep. Mm-hmm. So at any rate, they definitely bang.
Okay. I mean,
can you guess what he comes?
Sawdust.
Sap.
Not that sawdust would be any better,
right?
But
like,
at least.
Sap
is real sticky. I mean, like, to the point where, like, you could get something stuck to something. Like, that ain't coming out of your pubic hair.
No, probably not.
You gotta get to shave it.
Shave that off.
Because literally, that's kind of like what they put on to wax you. Literally, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I know it's wax, but still, like, it's very sticky.
I
like
the last dense sap into the warm interior, my strength vanished, making it fall like a puddle of paint onto my mattress, and all the shapes I created to please it entered me quickly.
Have you ever gotten sap on your hands? You have it on your hands the rest of the day.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nice because you smell like Christmas, but at the same time, like.
Have you ever seen Christmas Vacation?
Christmas Vacation, thank you.
A little full.
What's up?
And like when they're in bed that night, and
he's with the magazine.
The magazine is stuck to him, and like her hair and the lamp.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
I mean, that's inside you now.
Yep. Yeah. My loneliness was replaced by several new feelings, and among them, having Mildred every day wrapping that sweet rose around me, preferably with solid oak wood inside it.
No, thank you.
Anyway, that's the end. So, listen, it's 44 pages.
I mean, let's be honest.
It was
We're
on
never
Kindle
gonna not recommend one of these things.
Like, go give this 23-year-old girl some page reads. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really do think that parts of it are beautifully written. Like,
she's got a good amount of books. I was looking at her oeuvre.
she's like.
I don't know if they're all Wattpad books that possibly she's,
I mean,
good
we
on her.
know-
Either way.
Listen, we know authors who started on Wattpad are now extremely successful. So,
100%.
whatever. But yeah, it's not terrible by any means. It's just Portuguese. It's Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Uh-huh.
Go give this girly a fucking recommendation. Read it and throw a review up there, or a rating at least.
Yeah. If you know Portuguese, please read it in the original Portuguese and let us know.
Yeah, because I'm a little confused with some of the things, but that's okay.
And honestly, the thing that was most confusing for me was actually that the pronouns were incorrect several times. Like, there were times when I thought that it was actually a man and a woman.
Yeah.
That were looking at furniture, but then I realized that later, it's just her. So.
Well, yeah, and for work, we had to do translations a lot for documents and stuff, and we go through a service because I'm like, well, I could always if it's a sentence, possibly I will use Google Translate, but that's fucked as shit.
Right. Well, and of course, in Portuguese,
but also she has probably no money to be able to go and get a translation service.
Absolutely. I certainly don't blame her. How in most Romance languages, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese.
Oh yeah, those things have a feminine
everything
or
has a feminine or a masculine. And there are words that are just they are only assigned a feminine spelling.
Right.
So, which means
they are gendered.
They end in a, they're gendered exactly. So I wonder, looking at this, I wonder if the other nouns in that sentence were gendered male, and that's why it took on he instead of she.
Oh, it could have been.
What I mean?
Yep.
So, oh my god.
Sorry, that's a really good South Park episode. Welcome to Sur la Table. Would you like to sign on the table? Okay, anyhow.
So, anywho, that is Attracted by the Canopy Bed.
I love it.
Yeah. So
excellent. If you are joining us on YouTube,
welcome.
We are a bi-weekly podcast where we read a romance novel and we talk about it.
Sure do.
Yeah, so you can join us, whenever I get the fucking videos put up on YouTube. But you can also follow us on all of our social media. Like and subscribe below. Do all those wonderful things. If you are listening to us in your earballs and not in your eyeballs, which I would say, guys, go over to the YouTube and follow us over there, because then you can see our beautiful faces.
Uh-huh.
But
we put on makeup for you.
We do. We don't wear wigs anymore because none of us have time for that.
We did it for a long time, and it was really fun. And then we both reached this age where we're like, man, wigs get hot.
Wigs, yeah, that's the main thing. Is I end up having to put just as much time to do my hair, but yeah, it's the hot. By the time we're done, I just want to go to bed, so it's easy for me just to anyhow. But yes, you can follow us there too. Please do. And but if you're listening to us in your earballs, we're gonna take a break. We'll smart. Yep, thank you. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a funny business.
Hell yeah.
From Kaylee Loring. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Chuck Worlery is in the grave. He's worm food.
He's still dead.
He's still dead skis.